Hello and welcome to Express News. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. We'll start with our top story. Russian President Vladimir Putin called PM Modi and strongly condemned the Pahalgam terror attack and expressed full support to India in the fight against terrorism. PM Modi conveyed greetings to President Putin on the celebration of the 80th anniversary of Victory Day and invited him for the annual summit to be held in India late in the year. India's Defence Secretary met Prime Minister Modi today. As per sources, separate meetings were also held between Prime Minister and Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal AP Singh and Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi at his residence over the weekend. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today held a bilateral meeting with Japanese counterpart General Nakatani in New Delhi. Both sides exchanged views and ideas on the current regional and international security situation and discussed ways to further deepen the bilateral defence cooperation. The two sides condemned terrorism in all forms and emphasized the need for enhanced collaboration and joint efforts to counter cross-border threats. General Nakatani expressed solidarity with India in the wake of Pahalgam attack and offered full support to India. Rajnath Singh also noted that India shares a special strategic and global partnership with Japan. Earlier, the Japanese Defence Minister laid wreath at the War Memorial. He was also accorded Guard of Honour. Security forces busted a terrorist hideout in Hari village of Surankot in Poonch district, recovering several improvised explosive devices and other incriminating material. A cordon and search operation was launched by forces in Hari village, during which a hideout established in natural caves was busted. It is said around 4 to 5 IEDs with different weights, some explosive content in powder form has been recovered, which were destroyed at the site. The Ministry of Home Affairs on Monday directed states to undertake a range of steps for effective civil defence on May 7 to assess preparedness in the event of a hostile attack. The directive comes in the wake of the Pahalgam terror attack, which claimed 26 lives. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar interacted with the scholars of 4th Kautilya Fellows Programme 2025 in the national capital today. The minister highlighted the country's rising capabilities and its deepening contribution to the world as an economic player, a development partner, a talent hub and a first responder. Indian naval ship INS Sharda has reached Mafila Atoll, Maldives for its first ever humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise from May 4 to 10 this year. The initiative strengthens India-Maldives defence ties and promotes disaster readiness. The exercise includes rescue operations, medical aid, joint drills and training, ensuring swift response in emergencies. In Manipur, Indian Army and Assam Rifles formation under Spear Corps launched intelligence-based operations between 27th April to 4th May. The operations resulted in capture of 17 cadres from the hill and valley-based groups and recovery of 31 weapons, 14 improvised explosive devices, grenades, ammunition and warlike stores. In a well-coordinated crackdown, Border Security Force of India intercepted multiple smuggling efforts along the border of the northern state of Punjab. The team recovered pistol parts and magazines, 550 grams of heroin and a high-tech DJI Air 3S drone. Tourism Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat said that India's meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibitions is set to be a major economic driver and it will generate high-quality jobs. Addressing the Meet in India conclave in Jaipur, Tourism Minister asserted that India is poised to become the world's most admired tourism and events destination under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. World Bank's Executive Director Parmeshwaran Iyer has been temporarily entrusted as India's nominee director on International Monetary Fund's board ahead of the crucial Pakistan aid meeting on May 9. Indian equity indices ended on a positive note in the volatile session on Monday. At close, the Sensex was up 295 points to stand at 80,796 and the Nifty stood at 24,461. Gold futures maturing on June 5 were priced at Rs 94,500 per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for May 5 maturity stood at Rs 94,150 per kg on the MCX. Indian rupee ended 33 paise lower at 84.25 per dollar on Monday. Oil prices fell more than 2% on Monday after OPEC Plus announced a hike in the output from June. Brent crude futures dropped 2.07%, while US West Texas Intermediate crude dropped by 2.28%. Greg Abel is set to become the new CEO of Berkshire Hathaway as Warren Buffett will step down from the position at the end of the year. Abel was earlier the vice chairman at Berkshire. Skype, the 2-decade-old internet calling service, will cease operations on Monday as owner Microsoft decides to focus on Teams and retires the platform. The Federation of Automobile Dealers Association reported a 3% growth in retail vehicle sales in April 2025, according to its monthly sale data released today. Apple is expected to increase its iPhone production in India to nearly $40 billion by the end of financial year 26, enabling them to meet 80% of its demand in the US and cater fully to India's growing domestic market. India's Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is in Milan to lead the Indian delegation of officials from the Department of Economic Affairs to attend the 58th annual meeting of the Board of Governors of Asian Development Bank. India has appealed to the Asian Development Bank to stop funding to Pakistan. On the sidelines of the ADB annual meeting, Finance Minister Sitharaman held a bilateral meeting with President of Asian Development Bank Masato Kanda. The Israeli Security Cabinet, led by country's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, has approved a gradual expansion of the military offensive against Hamas in Gaza. Also, a new plan for aid distribution in Gaza has been approved. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed a response to Yemen's Houthis and their Iranian backers after the group struck the area of Israel's main airport, injuring 8 people. Iran's Defense Minister Aziz Nasirzadeh said on Sunday that Tehran would strike back if the United States or Israel attacked. His comments came after Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu vowed to retaliate against Iran. The Iranian Defense Minister also said that Iran has no hostility towards neighboring countries, but in case of an attack, the US bases located in the region will be considered targets by Tehran. On the possibility of a truce, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday said that a ceasefire with Russia was possible at any moment. Zelensky also called on his allies to apply greater pressure on Moscow, adding that a ceasefire should last for at least 30 days. German Chancellor-in-waiting Friedrich Merz and upcoming Vice-Chancellor and Finance Minister of the Social Democrats Lars King Behl signed a coalition deal on Monday. The coalition contract lays out a policy roadmap for the next 4 years. Taking to his Truth Social platform, US President Donald Trump declared a 100% tariff on foreign-made movies, citing what he called a devastating trend of American studios filming abroad. US President Donald Trump shared on Sunday that the US is engaged in ongoing trade discussions with multiple countries, including China, though Trump confirmed that he would not be speaking with Chinese President Xi Jinping this week. Young representatives from Malian opposition parties gathered in Bamako, voicing concerns over their potential dissolution by the ruling junta and calling for democratic respect. Hundreds protested in Togo's capital Lome against constitutional changes, enabling President Zasingbe to remain in power indefinitely, drawing criticism of creeping authoritarianism. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has announced a £500 million package for 2025-27 to strengthen science research in Europe and attract top talent, especially disillusioned US scientists. Speaking in Paris with President Macron, von der Leyen urged EU states to invest 3% of GDP in R&D by 2030, while France launched a platform offering co-funding to institutions hosting foreign scientists. Cambodian opposition politician Rong Chun was sentenced to 4 years in prison and banned from voting or holding office for allegedly inciting serious social unrest. Iran has unveiled a new solid-fuel ballistic missile, Qasem Basir, with a range of 1,200 kilometers amid tensions with the US over its nuclear and defense programs. 13 workers kidnapped by illegal miners in Peru's Patas region were found dead in a mine amid rising gold rush violence. Authorities launched a criminal probe. US President Donald Trump plans to reopen Alcatraz Island as a high-security facility for violent offenders, reviving its historical role as a prison after it was closed in 1963. British police arrested 8 individuals, including 7 Iranians, in 2 separate operations targeting potential terror threats and foreign interference. A Eucharistic Mass was held Sunday inside St. Peter's Basilica to mark the final official day of mourning for the late Pope Francis, led by Cardinal Dominic Mamberti. All right, we are slipping into a very short break. On the other side, more stories. Keep watching Express News.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium, we'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. Scattered to fairly widespread thunderstorms with gusty winds up to 60 kilometers per hour are forecast over east and central India, including Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha and Madhya Pradesh. Thundersqualls with wind speeds reaching 70 kilometers per hour are expected over central and northern states of India on Monday. Heavy rainfall is likely over Odisha on Monday, with the Nicobar Islands also set to receive heavy rain through May 8. Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand are set for widespread rainfall with thunderstorms and winds through May 10. Hailstorm activity is likely over Gujarat, Madhya Maharashtra and Marathwada between May 5 and 7. Heavy to very heavy rainfall is forecast in Gujarat from May 5 to 8, peaking on the 7th and 8th. Hot and humid conditions are expected to grip Kerala and Mahe on Monday, increasing discomfort across the region. A massive dust storm has hit Al Qasim province in central Saudi Arabia on Saturday, causing low visibility and affecting several governorates. Heavy rainfall triggered sudden flooding in Jordan's historic city of Petra, where torrents swept through valleys and low-lying areas on Sunday. Around 1,800 tourists had to be evacuated after getting trapped in the ancient site as authorities responded to the rising water levels. Despite harsh conditions, nearly 500,000 trees have been planted across Vietnam's Truong Sa, with the goal to add 1 million more in 2 years, greening the islands and strengthening national pride. From floating to submerged islands, trees are nurtured with recycled water and care, becoming a symbol of resilience and love for the homeland. Ahead of May 9 Victory Day celebration, Moscow unveils the exhibition "And I Saw a New Sky, a New Earth" at Zaryade Park on Sunday. The showcase brings together works across diverse genres and media, from traditional paintings, sculptures and graphic art to video installations, digital art and even bulletproof vests. A colourful parade of a dozen floats featuring sea creature sculptures made of balloons filled the streets of Mexico's Guadalajara on Sunday, drawing large crowds. The 12 floats were created using thousands of balloons and designed by artists from around the world, adding an international flair to the vibrant celebration. Hundreds attend New Caledonia Shrimp and Deer Festival in Bulupari, where locals and visitors unite, overcoming identity divisions after recent unrest. The Sistine Chapel will be closed until the end of conclave starting Wednesday, with its collection enriched by popes who lived there. A military parade and balcony appearance by the royal family on Monday launched 4 days of celebrations in the UK, marking 80 years since the end of World War II. 1,000 troops joined by NATO allies and a Ukrainian contingent marched through central London to the sound of Churchill's 1945 victory speech, voiced by actor Timothy Spall beside the wartime leader's statue. The fashion industry's biggest event, Met Gala, is set to take place on Monday at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. More than 450 celebrities from around the world will be participating in this mega event. American pop artist Lady Gaga performed a free concert at Copacabana Beach at Rio de Janeiro on Sunday. The concert set a new record as the show was attended by approximately 2.5 million people. Actor Nicolas Cage encountered a shark and got stuck in a riptide while shooting a surfing scene for his film, The Surfer. Actor Charles Kelly is best known for his role in films like The Wire, has died at the age of 84. He died after a long battle with Alzheimer's disease. Gigi Hadid took to social media to confirm her relationship with Bradley Cooper. She shared a photo of the two along with a heartfelt caption. Marvel's Thunderbolts has opened big at domestic box office with over $75 million ticket sales. The film also collected more than $86 million over international markets. Actor Babel Khan returns to social media after deleting his account. Before deleting his account, he posted a video in which he talked about the bullies of the Bollywood film industry. Ajay Devgan's latest release, Raid 2, is performing exceptionally well at the box office. The film collected around 70 crore net in its extended opening weekend. The upcoming vampire comedy film Thama has wrapped up its OT schedule. The movie is scheduled to release on Diwali 2025. Telugu actor Nani's hit run continues as his new film Hit 3 is all set to become a huge box office success. The film has already crossed 100 crore worldwide and $2 million in the US market. The makers of Sitare Zameen Par has dropped the first asset from the film on Monday. Sharing a post on social media, the makers unveiled a poster along with the release date of the film. The trailer of Romeo S3 starring Palak Tiwari and Thakur Anup Singh is released on social media. The film is set to release on May 16. Delhi Capitals will aim to revive their playoff hopes and arrest a two-match losing streak when they face Sunrisers Hyderabad in the Indian Premier League on Monday. Sunrisers Hyderabad have named Harsh Dubey as the replacement for the injured Smaran Ravichandran for the remainder of the IPL season. Punjab Kings defeated Lucknow Super Giants by 37 runs in the Indian Premier League match to move to the second position in the points table. KKR skipper Ajinkya Rahane on Sunday surpassed former left-hand batter Chris Gayle to become the 9th highest run scorer in the history of the IPL. Rajasthan Royals captain Riyan Parag became the first batter in the Indian Premier League's history to smash 6 sixes of successive deliveries against Kolkata Knight Riders. On day 1 of the Khelo India Youth Games, host Bihar outclassed Goa 88-14 in the opening Kabaddi match of the event. In girls football, Jharkhand annihilated Rajasthan 8-0 in under-18 event in group stage. In boys volleyball, Rajasthan defeated Manipur 3-2 in their group encounter on the opening day of Khelo India Youth Games. Norway's Kasper Ruud won his first Masters 1000 title as he secured victory over Jack Draper in the Madrid Open final. Four-time Grand Slam winner Naomi Osaka won her first WTA title after becoming a mother in 2023. She beat Kaja Juan in the final of the Lao Open 35-day St. Malo. Bayern Munich secured their 34th German league title after rivals Bayer Leverkusen were held to a 2-2 draw at Freiburg. Chelsea moved a step closer to Champions League qualification by beating Liverpool 3-1 in their Premier League match. Kylian Mbappe scored 2 goals as Real Madrid fought off a late comeback attempt from Celta Vigo to secure a 3-2 victory. India's squash player Abhay Singh clinched Haider Trophy with a 3-1 win over Sam Todd of England in New York. American golfer Bryson DeChambeau ended a run of near misses by cruising to his first LIV Golf tournament win in South Korea. Well, that's all we have in this edition of Express News. You stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.